there, I am Tarina and today we are going down on my memory lane. Let's talk about my first boyfriend who was a cheater. This will basically be a relationship course on what not to do, what not to accept from your partner. And mom and dad, maybe don't watch this one, just skip it. I would like that, I would really appreciate it. You don't want to know these things about him. It's not like bad, it's just embarrassing for me. This video will probably be a long one, so I suggest you to start doing your laundry or clean the kitchen while you're listening to this. There won't be any pictures. And before we start, I want to say that I have the most horrible memory. I might remember things wrong because if they're not a great story, then I tend to forget them. And this is the type of thing that so many things happened that I just can't remember everything or the order of things. Or like how many times he cheated. I think it was 3. It all happened in a span of 10 months to a year. We met from a website. It was Kuvake. It was a site a bit like MySpace. There were just a lot of people, you could see their pictures, and so you could date people there. But it was more for dating. It wasn't like having friends. People used it for dating. And so we met, and I remember being a bit underwhelmed when I saw him. He was a bit funny looking, and he smoked, and he was a bit awkward. You know, not the perfect, charming, handsome prince that I was imagining dating, but I don't know, he was that kind of emo boy charming, emo boy romantic. You could like feel that he's kind of suffering, but at the same time you could feel that he desperately loved you. And when I say he was a bit silly looking, like imagine a more handsome version of Steve Buscemi, but as an emo. And yeah, we were teenagers, like, 17, 18, 19, somewhere there. When we started dating, my parents loved him. I think they felt bad for him. He had a very horrible relationship with his father. The father was a bit alcoholic, aggressive, yelling, mean. So my parents, where there is this very caring and strong mother and then this gentle-hearted father, he just... I guess my parents felt for him and wanted to take care of him. I guess I wanted to do that too. He was a suffering soul. But he was quite broken. He had a very horrible temper. He was the type of person that if he got mad, he would say really mean things that would like hurt my self-esteem at those times. He would break things. Like I remember he had this computer thing and one time he just got mad and split it up in his anger. Like he would really break his own things, or like mine things. He did break a painting thing because he couldn't like figure out how to put the frame on it and he got frustrated and he broke it. And like it wasn't scary, you just felt like embarrassed for him, like come on, it's not that big of a deal, get yourself together. He couldn't play any games with me because he was a sore loser. He just couldn't handle losing. He had a horrible self-esteem in general. But of course there were things that we had in common, like we would watch anime or other silly shows. He was my first proper boyfriend, so it felt so nice to share these things with someone, to cuddle. And he also wanted to be included in many things, like he wanted to meet my friends and be loved by everyone. He was just like a broken puppy who wanted to be with you but at the same time would bite very easily, and you wouldn't be like scared from his bite. You would be just like, come on, the vacuum cleaner won't do anything to you, just relax. He was also my first real sexual encounter. My first encounter was quite a failure. I'll save the story for another time. But we were both very horny at those times and I was very fascinated by all the things you could do. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I remember we had a very active bed life at those times. And yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot of fun. But that wasn't enough for him. There was a time when I tried to end the relationship because of all the bad things, you know. I wasn't blind. It was actually Valentine's Day. We went to see the movie Valentine's Day, and after the movie I just told him that yeah, I think we should end it. I don't know if I feel the same. He was so broken. I could see the pieces of his heart on the floor at that moment, and I just couldn't go through with the breakup. I just wanted to give him another chance. Like what if it gets better? I don't know. Lucifer, you're being So adorable. What can I do with you? Such a baby. But yeah, I guess it was quite nice to be so needed. To be so... I don't like to use the word love on these situations. It felt good to feel like someone really liked you. In that time, it felt like someone loved you. So, again, I can't really be sure about the order of things. But I think the first one he cheated on me with was a friend of his. I remember getting a message from her telling what had happened, and I was heartbroken. But at the same time, I felt like it felt exciting to be real victim. Like, I haven't done anything wrong. You are the one who did this to us. You have ruined us. I remember being so calm and collected and just cold. Like, how dare you? But then I learned the first lesson, and that was, why do people take cheaters back? I don't know, he just did things that were so romantic and so desperate to get me back. Like this one time he made this tiny paper thing that had both of our pictures and all the things he liked about myself, and it just made it so warm in my heart to see his clumsy hands making this ugly thing for me. It just... yes, it did melt my heart, what can I say? And I took him back. That's the moment when I learned, taught me to give more empathy to people who take cheaters back. It kind of feels good to be like, how dare you? You need to beg for me to come back to you. And then they beg. He did. He begged for me to come back. So I did. And also, like, yes, he cheated on me with the other girl, but after all, he chose me. He didn't choose her, he chose me. I was the one he really wanted to be with. But then, it didn't end there. Sometime later, I found that he was talking to other girls on the same website that we met at. And again, I got to be the victim. I got to be the heartbroken one. I got to be the hero of my own story. And he promised to never do it again. Okay. Relationship continues. But then another challenge. I get a message from another girl, or he tells me, or somewhere. Maybe he told me. I can't really remember. But I find out that he has a crush on someone else. And then I learned another lesson. It hurts way more if your partner has a crush on someone than when they cheat on you. Because then I am not the one anymore. I am not the special one, the one their heart belongs to. No, their heart could belong to someone else. I was really broken from that one. That really hurt. That really hurt my self-esteem. I didn't feel like the main character of the story anymore. I didn't like that. Around those times, I had this friend girl who we had many quite intimate moments with. Like, we would tickle each other, we would flirt with boys by using each other as the bait. Like, we would flirt with each other when boys were watching and stuff like that. And then something happened. I always had this thought process that if a guy came, I knew how to act. Like, if a guy tried to flirt with me while I'm in a relationship, I'm very good at like turning it down. Like, my brain had a system of like protecting myself from that kind of test. But then one night, we were tickling each other, she and I, and it escalated. And at those times, I remember my brain was going through like, oh my god, I've never felt this excited before. Like, this is the hottest thing I've ever experienced. It's happening at this moment. Oh goodness. And then also my brain would go, well, he has cheated on me anyway. And what if he doesn't even care because it's a she? Well, I know he would, but like, he cheated on me. I can do this. And also, I was just so confused. What's going on? Is this really happening? Are we doing this? What? And we did things, and it was awesome. But the third lesson that I learned from this whole experience was the guilt. The morning after, when I woke up, I felt this deep pain, deep regret. I've never felt that kind of guilt before, and it was so strange. I felt it the second I woke up. The second I realized where I was and what happened, I just got this crush of pain. I've kept that knowledge deep inside of my heart ever since. That I know that yes, one night of fun might be awesome at that moment, but the pain was just so much worse. compared to the awesomeness of the night. Even though he had cheated on me, even though it was a girl, I knew I did something really wrong, and I've never had to feel that guilt again, which I'm very happy about. But like, it just really taught me something. It just gave me the knowledge of what will you feel like afterwards. And I never want to feel that. I never. A couple of weeks later, I did tell him. I couldn't keep it a secret. And I told him in a quite whatever kind of way. I guess we were talking about something about that and about the cheatings and everything, and I just told him, and he didn't seem to care. And I really think he didn't, you know? Our relationship was so broken anyway that like, that wasn't the worst thing that has happened to our relationship. So in a way it just went over our heads. In one fight he tried to bring it up, but I just didn't believe that he really felt bad about it. It didn't feel genuine. It just felt like he tried to have a card against me, but he just, no. In the end, it didn't change anything. But what did was that it was time to celebrate the New Year's and also his birthday, because his birthday is at the New Year's Eve. Lucky him. We went to a party that had many of his friends, none of mine. And at the party, there is this girl who we start to bond with, and I find out that she's like a friend of his. Can you see where this is going? She asks to talk to me, and we go to the bedroom, and she tells me that she didn't plan on saying anything, but because she met me and thought that I'm nice, she wanted to tell me the truth. And the truth was that they've been sleeping together, and that was my final straw. I just saw in my eyes the camel's back broke. I wasn't going to carry this relationship anymore. I was dead cold. I didn't cry a tear. We just went to him, and I told him that I know what's going on. She told him, I told her. He was so broken. He was in pieces. He was in such despair, in so much pain. I didn't care one bit. I got a ride home and I went home. Like, I just couldn't care less. A really random story that goes with this one. I lost a friend because of that. Like, I had this friend from my school at that time, and she had met my boyfriend. And after I did that, on the New Year's Eve, on his birthday, I said that I'm done with you because you've been cheating on me again. She had gotten a message from him crying about how he has been suffering because of this, how his birthday and New Year's Eve had been ruined. And I have no idea how he could have turned this story against me, but he did. He somehow succeeded in that. And my friend came to me and was like, how could you do that to him? And I was just extremely confused. Like, girl, whose side are you on? How could you ever? And really, is my ex-boyfriend more important to you than me, your friend? I guess he was. I have no idea. Like, they didn't date or anything. At least I don't know about it. I don't think so. But it was just so weird. Like, how could a friend ever choose an ex-boyfriend? Like, I would only do that if, like, my friend was beating the shit out of her boyfriend or something. I would be like, okay, you're a monster. I've had it. But like, I don't know. That was weird. But like, the real thing I learned from all of it, lesson number 4, was the roller coaster. Like, how people who are abused or cheated on, how they go back to those relationships. How fun the roller coaster is. I don't know. It was very fascinating and interesting, and I'm so happy that I got that lesson. Like, I'm very light-hearted about it. I'm not traumatized. I knew myself that the cheating wasn't my fault. It was his. He's the broken one. But also I know why he's broken. He had a horrible home. He didn't feel safe, he didn't feel loved. So when he was in a relationship, my love wasn't enough for him. Because no one's love was enough for him. He needed to have this constant feel that he could make women like him. And one relationship couldn't fill that hole enough. He wanted multiple women to be like, yeah, I find you attractive. He just needed that. He was insecure and broken. Years later, I had a phone call with him when I was studying dancing in Rovaniemi. I was just fascinated to know how he was doing. Has he changed? We start talking, and I find out that while he was drunk one night, he hit his girlfriend accidentally. And again, he's not a bad guy, he's broken and he needs help. So I told him that maybe you should get professional help. He had a horrible family life. His father was drunk and yelling. I remember being at his home. He was a scary man. His father was truly the scary one, not him. But what was his answer? Well, he said that, I know you can sing because I've heard you sing, but you have no talent in dancing. I don't even know why you're studying it there. I offended him. He wasn't fine with that suggestion. These are the types of moments when I just wish that men would just be fine with therapy. I've talked to many cheating men and everyone thinks that going to therapy is like admitting that you're crazy. And it's not like that. I know admitting that you're broken is also a thing that they can't admit. But like many of us can be broken. I have things about me that are broken, but I've been lucky in life. I've had a very secure home and that has made me very well adjusted. But that is only from luckiness. If you're unlucky, you sometimes need to get help to fix those things up. But no, I have no idea what he's doing now. I hope he's not hitting more girlfriends. They're dark. But it's not my responsibility. Or is it? I don't know. Comment on down below! Is it my responsibility to fix my teenage ex? Or warn potential victims of his? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and also comment if you would like to have more story times from me. Subscribing would really help me on my YouTube journey, so I would be eternally grateful if you would do that. But even if you don't, have a great week. And maybe we will see next week. Bye!